Um, well, shall we do the Giuliani thing or the government shutdown thing first? What would you like to do? Kim, I'll leave it to you.
Giuliani or government shutdown?
Yeah.
Giuliani.
Giuliani is creepy.
Yeah.
Government
Giuliani.
shutdown is scary. You want creepy or scary?
Just do Giuliani first.
All right, Giuliani first.
What he's got going here is a situation.
He does. Albert, do you have the piece on Giuliani?
Former Trump aide Cassidy Hutchinson, who became a key witness in
Stop for a second, Albert. I've received emails about the fact, and there's very little we can do about it.
I've received a lot of positive letters.
That the levels, the audio levels on some of this stuff are not loud enough. So like when you run a roll-in, it's not always this way, but it's sometimes this way. So far, there's not much we can do about that, so sorry about that. I'll lay out of this so that you don't have to adjust up and down your volume level. And hopefully you can hear this report on Giuliani. Look, the other thing I don't like that I can't do anything about is the fact that I look like ghost-like. I look cadaverous. If you look at my skin, I look so white. Now, it is true that I do have considerable reflectivity in my skin. I'm saying that I'd
fake.
like to be.
That's real.
I'd like to be dark and handsome, to be honest. Instead, I'm pasty white. But I'm not as pasty white quite as I appear on camera. There's nothing I can do about that either. So I'm just saying we all have our stuff. Our audio thing we'll work on, but for now, And
they do this to me all the time. I don't know what the hell they do it for.
I'll lay out, and you'll be. This is Rudy Giuliani, and essentially revelations that come out of this new book.
Former Trump aide Cassidy Hutchinson, who became a key witness in congressional January 6 hearings, now says Trump's former lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, groped her on the very same day as the assault on the Capitol. It's in a published excerpt from her new memoir. Hutchinson says the former mayor put his hand under her skirt, something that a Giuliani spokesperson denies. Adriana Diaz is here with more on this. Quite a claim. Good morning.
It is quite a claim. Good morning. Hutchinson wrote that on January 6, Giuliani was smiling like a Cheshire cat and waving a stack of documents, telling her, quote, "We have the evidence. It's all here. We're going to pull this off." That was before he allegedly groped her.
We will never give up. We will never concede.
It was backstage at this speech on the day of the Capitol insurrection that Cassidy Hutchinson says former President Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, groped her. In an excerpt from Hutchinson's new book, obtained by The Guardian, she wrote of Giuliani, "Rudy wraps one arm around my body, closing the space that was separating us. I lower my eyes and watch his free hand reach for the hem of my blazer. By the way," he says, fingering the fabric, "I'm loving this leather jacket on you." His hand slips under my blazer, then my skirt. I fight against the tension in my muscles and recoil from Rudy's grip. Giuliani denied the allegations during an interview with Newsmax's Eric Boiling.
First, I'm not going to grope somebody at all. False, totally absurd.
Giuliani spokesman Ted Goodman told CBS News these allegations are false.
Really, it felt personal. It was really sad.
That was Hutchinson last year, testifying to Congress about her disgust with the January 6th attack.
We were watching the Capitol building get defaced over a lie.
It's a lie that Giuliani has fueled by making false claims of election fraud.
I'm willing to stake my reputation. The president is willing to stake his reputation on the fact that we're going to find criminality there.
Giuliani has since been indicted in Georgia for his alleged role in conspiring to illegally reverse the 2020 election results and pleaded not guilty to 13 charges against him there. As for Hutchinson's claims, they're not the first of their kind against the former New York City mayor. In May, a woman claiming to have been a former employee of Giuliani's filed a $10 million lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault, harassment, and wage theft. Giuliani has denied those allegations.
That's good, Albert. Thank you. I have just a couple of thoughts on this. First of all, I'm glad that they threw in that Noel Dunphy case at the end, because that really is a far more, I don't know, I don't want me to pick between sexual harassment, which one is far more offensive. It's all offensive, but it's really pretty gross what she alleges in that lawsuit. And then she also alleges, as you're aware, the withholding of compensation. So that suit continues. So all I would say is, and I'm hearing and seeing in the chat, how come she didn't smack him? How come she didn't scream? The only thing I will say, if you're wondering about whether or not it's true, and there's no way for us to say whether it's true, of course, and it is part of some of the salacious material that would be released in a book. They're always wanting you to release the hot stuff to help juice sales. It is on brand for Rudy Giuliani. I mean, it's not a stretch to get to this place where he did this thing. In other words, he's kind of, the mayor of Creep City. And so for him to do something creepy, I think that's, again, very much consistent with his profile. So
I was struck in this account that Cassidy Hutchinson details that John Eastman, one of the president's other lawyers, she looks up and he's like leering at this whole situation as it unfolds. So he's like, enjoying what's happening to her too. The whole thing is, she talks about his jaundiced eyes, Giuliani's jaundiced yellowish eye. I mean, the whole thing is icky, that she would have to go through that.
It's gross and it's specific. And as you say, she references others who were at least in the vicinity. And again, all of these things that were happening within that rugby scrum of Trump devotees and, that coterie of people that was all about Trump and would carry Trump's water anywhere. And Giuliani was really heading that parade. This is on brand for them, It really is. So anyway, that's the deal on Rudy. He's headlining there, but as you know, he's got his own legal problems. They mentioned a couple of his legal problems there in that report, but I'll also remember for you that last week we told you he's being sued by his lawyers because he's not paying bills. And so that's upwards of $1 million. So good luck finding a lawyer to sue her for defamation. You don't pay lawyers and you're out of money. And so Rudy Giuliani, who, as you know, I've never been a fan of, and I have told you, we talked about it yesterday, that whole, America's mayor crap was crap, and he's been dining out on it for years, and finally, it's catching up to him. He is a power-hungry, attention-hungry creep, and he's finally getting called out for that.
The Mark Thompson Show.
Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell. You'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.